Oh, hello. My name.
Hello.
Hang on. I didn't turn off the sound on. There we go. I hate
Mute,
hearing my own
mute,
voice coming
mute.
back on Twitch. Yeah. Hello, Twitch. Hello. This is 3020 Game. That's okay because I did it wrong anyway. I introduced myself first instead of the channel. Let's start again. Hello. This is 3020 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these amazing people have agreed to come and play a game with me tonight, and that makes me happy, especially because this game is one of the most communal games we have ever played. And anybody who knows me knows that that makes me happy. So let's talk to the peoples. Let's start with Karis. What are you doing when you're not here?
Playing Minecraft mostly,
Yeah,
or D
you
and D.
you're back to playing lots of Minecraft. I know you were kind of
Well,
stopped for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll get back to streaming Minecraft. But, anyways, and working.
Yeah, all the
Simple
things.
life. All the
Yeah,
things.
simple life. Like there's such a thing. Anyway, let's move on before we get into that topic. Lex, let's go to Bison underscore Stonefist.
That's me. I am Bison. I'm here a lot. You can find me here 4 times a week. On Sunday, I play Gav, Back Alley Batman, the Grin. Um,
Thug.
our big lovable dumbass
Thug.
on the seventh scene. Yeah, the lunk. Our seventh sea campaign, Shadow of the Voxterm. On Tuesdays, I run our Cyberpunk Red campaign, Carnage Heights. I use that term run loosely because it's kind of just a shit show. We'll just go with that. And on Thursdays, I play everyone's favorite traumatized emo, Garrett Sakes, in the City of Mists campaign, Deviant Paradox.
Yeah, one of our newest shows.
Also, I spend a lot of time in the Discord with memes and hyperfixations about Warhammer.
Speaking of the Discord, somebody's already got it in there. Thank you. And that somebody was Mudkip. Thank you for joining us. What else are you doing?
What else am I doing? Well, I'm on the Discord. I look at what messages I can, but whenever I open up in the morning, there's 50 plus messages that I'm like, cool.
I commiserate and or celebrate as required.
Otherwise, I'm also here on Thursday nights playing the roommate to Garrett named Grant. And they're kind of, he feels like the designated driver sometimes a little bit. Grant got, one of us gets flashbang, the other kind of helps the other one, kind of like, let's get you to a dark place because it's not going to be a great time. Otherwise, we're all here. We're going to introduce our characters in a moment for some things. And so I will toss it back to you for that.
Thank you. We will get there shortly. My name, as I said, is Kevin, and you can find me at the Discord all the time. And I'm actually on air less than Bison, for sure. We're gonna we got some more stuff coming, so stay tuned. But let's play tonight's game. But we got to do the thing first. I got kind of lazy with this in the last little while. The credits. We are using virtual tabletop called Roll20, and I mention that because you could see it on the stream. The rolls will appear on the right hand side as you're looking at it of the screen, and below that the dice rolls and maps and whatnot. Speaking of which, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. So watch down there in the bottom right hand corner to actually see the dice rolls and or the maps and whatnot that we're looking at. The art, the background image behind us, all the tokens that you're going to see tonight, basically all of the art except for the character art has come from Pixabay. Wonderful place for free art. And speaking of the character art, that is all from the Ironsworn Starforged manual, the system that we're using, and it is a spectacularly interesting system. You're going to see it tonight. It plays like nothing else out there. You may, if you've been with us for ages, have remember Ironsworn? Same system, different setting. This is set in space, and with that,
link to the RPG is pinned.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful. The link to the RPG is pinned. All right. So with that, let me briefly, and I mean briefly, set the stage before we drop right in. What you, as viewers, need to know is that we're on a spaceship. we're on a scientific mission to go to a section of the sector, or the sector of this a galaxy to do some exploration. And unbeknownst to us, something is about to go terribly wrong. Our four characters are just part of a crew and part of that expedition. In fact, two of each. Let's start with our crew members. Do a real brief introduction of each of you, and then I want to know sort of. Oh, we're gonna just do it. We're gonna have you guys play a scene, but let's talk about Scooter. Scoots, tell us a little bit about you. I know you hate that. Tell us a little bit about Calvin Scooter Hobbs, and yeah, it's a
Well,
good story.
as far as the rest of the crew is concerned, Scooter is a pilot. He's very good at what he does, and he's not afraid to tell people about it. When he came upon the crew just a few weeks before the expedition started, it didn't take him long to just feel like another one of the guys. Um, in reality, Scooter is a con man, on the run from the local government because he accidentally hit the governor's dog, if you can call it that. So he's trying to get the heck out of Dodge before they string him up.
And what is your official role on the ship?
I am the shuttle and atmospheric pilot for this expedition, while the proper pilot, whose name I can never remember, uh, is up making sure the Fortune's favor stays in the air. I'm down here with you fine folks, uh, just getting you to where you want to be.
And just to be clear, that you can do, right?
Oh, I'm quite good at it.
Yes, you only really lied about being a qualified interstellar pilot.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've never left my home system, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, all right. Also on the crew with us this evening is one Raven Sonsi. Now, Raven, the crew kind of has feelings, concerns. They talk about you behind your back. This is what I think I'm saying. Tell us why.
Well, Raven's kind of a little mouse. You sort of see her as a flicker in the side, and she seems kind of always present but never quite there and never really interacting. And you get up to her and she'll sort of cock her head and listen and go and fidget with something on related to the ship. Um, don't know what she's always fidgeting with. The ship seems to run fine.
Mm-hmm. And the things she's fidgeting with don't always seem like the things a regular engineer would fidget
No,
with.
no. You overhear, yeah, you over the former engineer. Let me tell you, it's like, ah, don't touch it. What are you doing? And then it's like that's not in the manual. And it's
And
the
it works.
manual's wrong.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
So
nobody understands that the ship runs smoothly because she's over there listening and
I would,
fiddling.
yeah. I was just going to say, I think my question for Raven is how much of the ship have you changed? Have you fixed? Made more efficient? Made sort of, how many gray hairs has the engineer got because of you? Those are the same question.
Well, I mean, he gave up several months ago and
Gotcha. Okay.
left.
So-
So it's I mean, I haven't changed anything. It's the ship. You know,
Yes.
just because this is supposed to be there and this is supposed to be here and
Yes.
you know, it's just the ship.
Yes, and the ship communicates with you. The ship, we determined in our character creation last week, is not really sentient, but at least self-aware and capable of asking for repairs. And
Well,
some people hear that. Yeah,
maybe.
at least you hear that. You hear it that way. Maybe some other people just see
Well, I
reports
mean,
on
I
screens.
can tilt my head and like I can hear that idiot Scooter is grinding the gears again, and it's like
Hmm.
he's got to stop doing that. You know, it's like I can hear the vibrations and I can tell, or I can hear, you know, the ticking, and I know.
Perfect.
And nobody else hears this, and
No.
nobody understands what. It's like, and of course I talk to the ship all the time. I mean,
Yes.
who doesn't?
The
So-
quote I put in the chat is what Scooter's opinion of Raven is.
which
That
is
girl's
Girl's got a
a net-
nebula in her head and it ain't a soul that's exploded. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, I'm going to copy that and put that in my notes.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
as you do that, where did the two of you meet for this apparently at the time innocuous conversation?
Probably so either the bridge or the galley. Have you got a choice?
Probably the galley.
I was going to say Scooter probably avoids the bridge in case somebody asks him to drive.
He's always there when people call him, but when you need him,
All right. So, who's in the galley first?
probably Scooter grabbing some, protein drink or something.
Okay.
Blue milk.
Okay. And Raven walks in. Go.
And I come in and it's like, okay, and sort of taking a quick look around and it's like, okay, there's an empty corner. I'll just get my food and aim for that.
Scooter's head pops up from behind the fridge door, looks around, doesn't grab a cup, drinks straight from the carton.
Do you have to do that?
What the bloody hell? You again. Raven? Bird? Magpie? Sparrow?
Whatever.
Now that he's been caught, Scooter sort of like stands up a little bit straighter and goes over and grabs a proper cup and pours the rest of what he's going to drink. It's like,
And she grabs a ration and kind of scuttles past, kind of looking back.
there a problem, little bird?
You're the one that had the shuttle out last, right?
Bringing supplies up to the ship.
Did you have to put it in offset?
Say again? I
Did you
angled
have-
it towards the door so it's easier to get to.
Yes, but it was unbalanced a bit, and the robot in the back that kind of does the maintenance stuff and refuels it had difficulty getting around the tail.
None of the sensors went off when I landed. It was perfectly fine. If it
Well,
was
the
on back,
sensors didn't go off, but
okay, look, if the robot's pissed off, fine. I'll try to park a little bit more government-like next time.
thank you. It's pitch and yachting is calibrated a little bit off. If you just have it a little bit over to the, kind of to the left as you come in, it'll come in straighter. And not looking at him, she scuttles off to the table in the corner.
Just sort of like pitches off. I thought something was wrong. Son of a bitch.
Perfect. And with that, we have actually made our first move of the game because Ironsworn Starforge is all about move, just like Ironsworn itself was. What you just did is part of the move called Begin a Session. And because everything's got to move in this game, believe me. And instead of rolling, we kind of had a look at the chart here, and its flashback reveals an aspect of your background or nature. So we twisted that a little bit and did a scene where we very clearly in that scene got to see the background and or nature of both of those characters.
and
Be-
dynamics between them.
absolutely. And because of that, you each get +1 momentum.
Ooh.
Quick reminder, momentum at any point you can use it instead of your die roll, or instead of your roll, to sort of guarantee success once it gets high enough. But it's only at 3 right now, so probably don't want to use it yet. Although you do decide after you roll, so technically if you rolled the 1, you could still choose to use this.
It's the oh shit button.
Yeah. Or the damn it, this is happening button once it gets high enough. I said yes. All right. So that's the crew. In a very different part of the ship, the explorers. I use that because they're all FUDs. They've all got PhDs. They're out here to explore the universe, which honestly probably doesn't involve them ever leaving the ship. Lots of scans, lots of drones, lots of sending people down to gather information, and then a lot of writing of reports, honestly, is probably what's to be expected, at least for now. Dr. Anime, when the camera scoots into your quarters, what do they see?
He's drawn slightly different from everybody else.
He's
Sorry.
employed a different artist, but it's all from the manual, damn it. But yes. What are they doing?
What he's doing is probably feels like to the crew that's trying to kind of give him a berth. Is it feels like it's like even the second time today he's gone over supplies that could not have physically changed
Yep.
since they left port.
Perfect. Yep.
But it's still okay. Even if he has like morning, afternoon, has like a catalog that he goes through and make sure, okay, all of the aspartames where it's supposed to be, all of the, and it's kind of going from A to Z, making sure everything's the right quantity and where it's supposed to be.
Who touched my meds?
That is absolutely that makes perfect sense because you are the our medic. As
Also,
you're
kind of-
doing in the
Also-
common area, the common storage area, I presume, or at least one of them. As you're doing that, you literally bump into Dr. Exter, who is doing, and I swear to God, doing exactly the same thing with his stuff. But where yours is like medical gear, his is instruments and detectors and things that need to be kept at 4 degrees above absolute zero to work, and superconductors and all that good shit, right? So the two of them are literally wearing out their notepads because Billy's has got one on his arm, like the computer is basically on his wrist. So yeah, he literally bumps into you and oh shit, was that a 12 or 2? Oh, now I gotta count this again. Hello, I don't believe we've met. And he holds out his hand.
Pleasure to meet you, Dr. James Anami.
Oh, you're clearly no idea.
Medical doctor.
Right. I made a note to come and see you, and I could guess now I have. Very good to see you. Very good to have you on our team. And I understand you're very good at what you do.
I mean, determining what might be killing somebody and helping them get over such, let's call them hurdles, is what I specialize in. So while I've seen your papers, do you mind me asking your particular specialty?
Ah, you've seen right through me in one sentence. It says cosmologist on the business cards, but kind of does the dramatic look both ways. Talking and math mostly.
I should admit, where we're likely going, there's going to be much of both to occur.
Yes, and if I get any of it wrong, we're going to need you. So, ooh, I hope you don't share this with everyone, but I'm scared about 47% shitless over here at the moment. This is kind of all on me. This whole trip.
Okay. And did you have aspirations for this trip enough that, well, you said you were good at talking.
Yes, and out here there's only there's only a couple of dozen of you on the ship to talk to, so that's good. That's nice. I'm not impressing people all the bloody time. Uh, but you asked me what I'm doing out here, and even though I said when I get things wrong, you have to get called in. The real thing I'm doing out here is trying to prove myself wrong. Because I want to learn something, damn it.
Oh, good. And I'm here, and I'm well, more driven out here to try to prove the impossible.
I suspect there's going to be a lot of that. Have you seen the math for impossible? And he starts, like, quantum 3D quantum equations start popping up on that little screen. Chaos theory and how chaos theory, if you push it hard enough, has patterns in it, and yeah. And is it fair to say at that point we both sort of forget that we're counting shit and go off on a little math tangent?
What's funny is what James will do is let him start just enough to get himself in his theorem, and then
Perfect.
go back to counting.
Okay. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. So yeah, James just literally walks away while Bill's still talking to him. He still thinks he's there. Yep, I love it. So in that case, both of us get one momentum and go up to 3 for the same reasons. Now, not at exactly that moment, but at some later time, because I want to ask everybody where they are when this happens. But we're going to start this with Raven, because as we have determined already, the ship and Raven have a very special relationship. So Raven, there's not a, even though what the title says, there's not a bang, but something's wrong. We have come out of warp drive 3 days too soon. In that split second that you realize that, there is a physical thud as something hits the ship or the ship hits something. You know the math. This could be a piece of dust. It's traveling at 100,000 kilometers an hour, takes the whole, blow the ship apart. The fact that you registered it means it's not immediately fatal to the ship because you've still got oxygen, you've still got space.
And I wouldn't have had time to notice.
No,
If
just
it was
sort
that.
of what the bang, right? So with that, what do you do?
So I am um, in the kind of section of the ship that's got the hydroponics and the environmental systems,
Yep. Okay.
because the our exhalation gets fed into the area with the plants and stuff, and that feeds oxygen back into the ship. And
Yep.
I'm in that area, kind of just doing general maintenance on the systems, and the I feel the shift as we come out, and that's wrong. And then there's the thud, as it's like, and there's just this groaning noise as part of the ship is feeling impact and is starting. Some of it's starting to break apart, and it's just agonizing because the ship is wounded, the ship is screaming, the ship is, and I'm panicking, and I'm gonna run and try to get to the um and the engine area at
Yeah.
all, because there's something badly wrong. It's not supposed to, the engines aren't supposed to sound like that either.
Perfect.
So
we immediately got a couple rules. The one I'm going to suggest you would start. I'm kind of. I feel like I'm taking the lead here. This is supposed to be a co-op game, but I've got all this stuff up here. So, um, my thought is that our first roll should be withstand damage, which is actually the ship making a roll to see how well it took this impact.
let me look at here's withstand damage. All right,
I don't even know what the options are here. So,
actually, that's true. I don't know. What's our vehicle integrity?
that'll be on our ship. If you hit the ship button.
Ship button.
That's 5.
5 at the moment. Yeah.
5 at the moment. Okay. Vehicle integrity is 5. Submit. Modifiers. There are no modifiers because we're taken by surprise.
Do you have any modifiers as a character which would help the ship from your assets?
When I make a move to craft, repair, or repurpose or modify, when I make a move to configure, optimize, hack, or disrupt an electrical system, no.
No. Okay. So no modifier then.
No,
Once
because
you
I'm
start
not actively
repairing,
working on it.
yeah,
Once I start
once you
working on
repair,
it,
then we'll get that.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the ship itself does not get a bonus. So give us the bang. Let's see what happens.
Uh-oh, a strong hit though. Except that's
Oh.
no good. We're
Well,
supposed to be badly damaged.
Oh, we could still be badly damaged. Okay,
Badly
well, it's
damaged,
actually
but not.
it's
the
your
ship is
choice.
Going to fall apart.
It is your choice. You
Oh.
can on a strong hit, you choose one. Bypass. If your vehicle is not already battered, take +1 integrity. So we don't have to do that because we're already at 5. Or ride it out, which means you take +1 momentum.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Instead of there being an impact, we passed through some kind of interstellar medium that isn't normal space, like a nebula or something, and that affected the electronics. So there's no physical
Okay.
damage to the ship, but it absolutely buggered vital systems.
Yep. What I did, and what you can see in chat, is I rolled the withstand damage oracle because almost everything here has an oracle. So even though you succeeded and the ship has not taken any actual damage, and you get +1 momentum for, or I guess the ship gets +1
The
momentum
ship
for
gets
this.
1 plus 1.
Having
There's
said
our
all of that,
ships.
you know destruction is imminent, but can be averted if you repair your vehicle and raise its integrity. Forget about the above zero.
Yeah.
There's something critical that needs fixing. You know what it is.
Environmental.
Yeah.
That makes
Okay,
the most sense because you also
So
said
I
that
think
that's where you're going.
if again, this is me sort of jumping in, but I want to get I want each one of us to do this sort of 4 successes thing that we talked about, the clock that's in the game. You go until you have got 4 successes, and at the end of those 4 successes, you have, in your case, repaired the thing and got to the bridge, right?
Yeah, and we're as we're working through the mechanics and verbalizing it, working it with the viewers, it's a it helps to sort of all do this together as we're getting used to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, it's a
We'll be
very
able
different system.
give us another session or two, and we'll be able to do this for granted, and each person can do their own. But for right now, we kind of need to do it in common. Okay, so so there was kind of a bang or something. We're out of flight. The sounds are just wrong. The medium we're going through is just wrong. The ship is screaming. It's like if you've got the wrong stuff going through the fuel system or something like that.
Yeah.
And the electrical systems are starting to spark and smoke, and trying to get it's like the first thing to do is, if there's hull integrity, is to hit the button that isolates the various sectors so that each one has its own environmental systems. And
Perfect.
so I think with a strong hit on that, I realize that that's my first reaction, and I get to the nearest override to isolate, to cause
Yeah.
all of the
doors and everything.
whatever
do that.
the
So, yeah.
sector doors are, the section doors are.
Yeah,
Bulkhead
like ceiling bulkheads. Yeah.
Bulkhead doors, yeah.
Just basically hit the emergency button on the ship. So that to do that, you would absolutely, because the ship is rocking and rolling and shaking and banging, you would have to face danger.
Yes, I would have to face danger.
And depending on how are you doing? Is this your agility, your physical strength?
I am I think what are my different
So your choices are
summary.
Yeah.
Okay, edge, iron, shadow, wits. Well, my ship's hurting, my ship's panicking. It's always hard.
Okay, so resolve. You resolve to do this and step in. So yeah, use
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
again,
yeah.
now We will call this repairing. I think it's fair to call this repairing. So now your asset's going to count as well to give you a modifier, right?
Yes. And this is the electrical systems. So this falls under tech. Okay, so is that face danger?
Yep.
Or okay, so I'm rolling face danger. Oh, with speed, mobility, or okay, plus heart. Here we go.
In
With
your case,
resolve
with
command.
resolve, command, or sociability. I think in your case it's
And
resolve. You just for you.
Or would it be a
yes.
repair roll from recover? Just
To get the my thought
just to
is
get there.
this is like there's holes in the hull and she's in the space with the hulls the leaking air sucking out. If she doesn't get this wrong or if she doesn't get this right, she's going to take physical damage.
okay.
So this is face danger. Once she gets that closed and starts putting wires back together and jury rig and shit,
Okay.
that's repair, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add one.
Yep.
And submit.
Okay.
I will take one momentum if I hit.
Yeah.
Strong hit.
Strong
and
hit,
on a
so-
strong hit, I also
You succeed and take one momentum.
Wait. There was what was I tech? Oh, on a weak hit, you can choose to push luck if you do blah 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 blah. No, it's just add one. I don't have anything else on that. Okay, so
Yeah.
anyways, we have a strong hit, and I add one to my momentum.
So bam, the door slams shut. That whistling, screaming, howling sound stops. What's next?
Well, I think next we go to the next person doing their initial move.
Do we? Are we going to do it that way? I was going to get you
Yeah.
all the way through yours. Oh, okay.
No, because
All right.
I might run into somebody in the
Fair enough. Fair enough. Scooter, where are you
Okay,
when all hell breaks loose?
All right, so I'm just gonna roll a d10 here. If I roll low, it'll be in my bunk. If I roll high, I will be on the bridge sleeping.
The consummate professional.
He is in the pilot's chair, feet up, cap down, arms crossed.
Well, this is
and-
going to be interesting because now you get to kill everybody else on the bridge.
This is
He had
true.
the seatbelt on, nobody else did.
Yeah.
What is the old phrase? God protects drunks and children.
Yeah, drunks and fools.
Very doomed.
So, what is Scooter's experience of it? Raven was down deep in the bowels of the ship. They know something's broken. They know the hull's fucked, but they don't know much more than that. You're on the bridge when it happens. I mean, I know you're asleep, but when your eyes pop open, kill the bridge crew for me
All right.
and face danger in the process.
When when Scooter's eyes pop open, it is at impact, or whatever happens
Whatever,
that
the
causes
bang,
us to
yeah.
come out of FTL.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes flying into the instruments, but the big issue is there is a freon leak, and that freon leak, when the pipe burst, it went straight across the captain's face. Now freon displaces oxygen,
Yep.
so
So
the captain died right there.
The easy way is this freon cloud is just expanding, and you need to get the hell out of here before it gets you, right?
Get the hell out. I
Okay.
would say
So face
The
danger,
yeah, the actual co-pilot is not here.
somewhere else in the
Like,
ship.
he
Yeah,
would
that's
be somewhere else in the ship. Okay, face danger. And then
with
I add
speed,
my
mobility, or agility, because you're trying to get the hell out, right?
that's
So that's edge.
Edge. Okay, where?
And any assets that would help you with that? I know you are sneaky Fouquet, but are you also dancy Fouquet?
I'm not currently piloting the ship, so that's
It's an autopilot, I presume.
yeah. I
Or
mean, you
was.
set the course, and then you're just sort of there in case
And
something changes in the prediction. All right, so I add my edge, which is 2.
I should ask you, how do you want to roll? What do you roll with? And click that drop down menu and pick speed,
Yeah.
mobility, or agility.
Yeah, and it said edge, so modifier.
And then
is
no
0.
modifier. Yeah.
Oh God.
A miss. Well,
On a
this
miss, you
we get
fail
to
and
show
you pay
you
the
go
price.
right to pay the price. You don't get to resist the damage from this. You go right to pay the price. So scroll way down to where is it? Suffer moves? Wait a minute.
Fate moves.
Fate moves, yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we get here.
This gives us a whole range of choices, and you can roll it in game or out as you choose.
Your vehicle suffers damage.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
64.
64. So perfect plays right into this.
Yeah. So
What sort of damage?
Oh, but I think we do a fail forward here. Is my thought. The ship suffers damage. There's a blowout on the bridge that while you would not have gotten out in time, on your own, this blows you down a hallway just before Raven slams the doors shut.
artificial gravity's out.
The artificial gravity's out, so you start to float
And
out.
he is not used to 0G.
Yep.
But
So
there
you're
was
caught in the Freon blast when it finally goes and everything
that pipe
freezes the
finally goes.
whole bridge. There's like a piece of metal or a piece of shelving or something that knocks you down the hall. The entire bridge freezes solid. Everybody dies. All the ship's equipment's broken. The computers are fucked. But you, as you go through those doors, slam behind you because Raven hit that perfect timing, and you hit the floor covered in frost, but alive.
The entire sequence is Scooter saying "what the hell" in about 5 or 6 different ways.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Does that
end
work?
is like, what the hell? I'm alive? Oh hell, what's next?
Yeah, and then you sit up. So the thing is, that is not a success for you. So you still need 4.
Yep.
So
Let's go till
And-
you generate a success. This is how we wanted to do this, right? So we
Yep.
each
all
get
right, yeah.
And you don't know the bridge crew's dead.
no, or that you got saved by Raven. And as far as you would imagine, it's probably the ship did this, right? Like the Titanic, it only works if they close the doors.
Blind luck.
Yeah. So
Blind luck, yeah.
So you sit up, the ice cracks and falls off of you. What's next? You're a pilot of a ship that's got no pilot seat left. What do you do?
And he's thinking, well, the scoundrel in him is like abandoned friggin' ship. But
Go for it.
Go find the
Head
shuttle.
for the escape pods. Head for
See
the
if you can get-
shuttle. Yeah.
yeah.
Is it askew or is it straightened so I can actually get out the door?
Or do you trip over somebody in the hallway?
So you said yourself the gravity's gone, and you're no good at this. So getting from where you are to the escape pods or the shuttle or what? I mean, you're one of the few people on board that could jump on the shuttle and bugger off, right? You
Yeah.
have the skill. So is that where you're headed? Because to me, that's another face danger roll, right? You're trying to
Yeah, I know.
crawl your way through the shattering ship as it zorts and electrical blasts around it. Or what is it? What else? What else does he do? I can see Scooter developing behind your eyes as we speak. He turns to run because that's what Scooter does, and then
Sorry. I think he would probably try and get his bearings to try and see what is his immediate threat.
Gather information.
Yeah.
yep, fair, yep.
Um
Analyze evidence, yep.
yeah, gather information. I just moved off of that.
It's up in adventure moves, 2 below face
There we
danger.
go. Wow. Oh, modifier 0. Strong hit. You discover something
Woohoo!
helpful and specific.
You got a
Past
strong
use
hit with a
follow.
5. Good for you.
Yeah.
The path you must follow or the action you must take
envision-
is made clear. What do you learn? And take 2 momentum. Remember to take the 2 momentum.
Yeah.
That's the
what
thing I remember
do
from
you
Ironsworn.
learn?
We do everything and forget the momentum all the time. So
I would say that what Scooter learned is the bridge. He sees. He looks at the bulkhead door, sees that the the viewport
Indicator
is
of
frozen
vacuum on
over.
the other side.
Yeah, vacuum on the other side.
Is
And
there-
then he remembers from when he was shirking loading duty and reading the not the specific ship's manual, but the thing he found in the data pool for that ship type.
Yep.
So it might be a couple of years off, but he knows that there is a secondary bridge.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm going to say it's in the aft of the ship.
Perfect. Take yourself
Your
to words,
engineering.
Raven, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Good role play and a good scene and a wonderful. That's GM moments right there.
I have a
Raven?
quick question though.
Yeah.
How do we record damage to the ship?
It has its own damage bar on the. If you click on ship, it has integrity. Every time it's
Yeah?
taken damage, mark
So
off
we
a
move
spot.
that to +4?
Yeah, we'll say it's taken 1 right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at +1 or
Yeah.
+4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down from 5. All right. Perfect. Dr. Aname, where are you when the thing goes boom? Are you still counting stuff? Is Bill still talking?
It's either that or he just happened to be like lunch, so he and like some people were in the galley. Or even it was just him in the galley who was like he tries to get there before everybody else kind of shows up.
Okay. I like that. This way you only have to kill the crew, not all the you only have to kill the cook.
A lot of the research staff are probably counting things, and things are not necessarily very well like tied down. And
Yeah.
those on like the shelves
Oh,
are supposed to be
man.
like 0G.
You're gonna
So-
leave me the whole expedition to kill.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm also going to be
Kevin's
trying
got all
to,
the bloodstains.
from where I am, yes, I need to kill the cook, but I'm
Yeah.
going to try to get to that area to find out what I have, what survived.
So I like that. You're immediate, after counting everything 7,000 times, there's a huge bang and your first thought is, my things! Right? Which makes,
Well, let's say, what can I use what survived, what can I use to help people that may be alive?
right.
That's
So-
kind of his
Yep.
thought process. So question 1 is, how is he looking after this? Because these tables probably they're probably nailed down pretty well. But
Well-
how many holes are there in the ship here?
Yeah, the impact itself and starting to move in that direction again, we're in 0G, because that's been determined. So that's definitely a face danger to try and get to your stuff. Or to get, I would say just to avoid the damage from like the initial
Trays and
explosion.
labels and-
Yeah.
Explosion.
Let's get you essentially out of the room as your first attempt of things.
Resolve strength expertise. The best I can do is
Agility or
mobility and
strength?
agility because
Yeah.
nothing else
Yeah.
really fits. There's no way
Yeah.
to know what just happened there unless you
No.
know the ship very well.
No, and just surviving the impact, and like you said, the tables and the chairs and the 1,000 plates and glassware and everything. Bad place to be when the ship turns upside down and the gravity
You
quits.
really
Right?
don't want to be in the galley when that
No.
goes. Because
Buck's collection of
Knives.
very sharp knives.
Note to self: plastic cups.
okay.
A strong hit on a face danger, which
Breathe. Face
gives
danger.
you are successful and take 1 momentum. So add 1 momentum, and you manage to get yourself out of the room and out into the hall. We're gonna, because we're doing one success each. So I'm gonna say you turn down the hall and you still can't tell whether your stuff whether the thing is secure or not, or what you tell me what you see when you turn a corner. Stop trying to run the game.
Other thing, for those curious what happened to the chef.
Yes.
Problem is, so a lot of stuff's intended with gravity. There was a fry basket in there, and it was hot
Oh.
because they were making things for the crew. And out in 0 gravity, so there's a bunch of scalding oil bubbles in there.
Oh. Just a
So
big boiling.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
some of him is now fried.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah.
And also, it's still on, so that could be an explosion down the line.
there's
so
fire.
that's
Yeah, there's
other
definitely going to be
issues.
fires and good things there. So okay. Well,
So let's deal with the galley later. So when I get to
okay.
get out of the galley, so he kind of sees the kind of down the ship, looks down, and then feels the thud of all of the locks shut.
Yep. Nice.
So now he has to figure out how to get in,
Yes.
because he can only be in this hallway because everything else is locked off.
Yep. Each section of the ship is shut off. I like that. Now we're gonna have to be able to get through these doors because we got to get together. So there would be a way, but yes, it's at least gonna slow the process
I
down.
got it. I got
You
it.
have to go to the Okay, we'll get back to that.
I
So,
got that part. I got that
perfect.
part.
All right.
Now where is Billis here? Where is he?
Mr. Bill.
Billis is actually counting his stuff again. If you weren't, he was going to be. So he's in there, in amongst all of his things, all of his meters, and he's checking liquid nitrogen levels and all that good stuff. So the first thing he knows that's happening is when everything starts to slide towards him and pin him up against the wall. All of his very expensive gear. So there's kind of this moment where, protect myself, but don't let that break. I have no bonuses to this, so it's going to be absolutely going to be a face danger with my mobility, which is not going to be good. No bonuses. A weak hit. I managed a weak hit. So I succeed, but not without a cost. So I have to make a suffer move at -1. This is physical. It's endure harm. So that is my iron. My modifier is -1.
Admittedly, you said yourself, your first instinct is save me, and I was like, oh, thing is falling.
Yes.
So
yeah. And a weak hit on. Oops, what did I just roll? Where is it? Endure harm. So on a weak hit, if I am not wounded, and I'm not, I may lose momentum in exchange for +1 health. Otherwise, press on. So no, he'd take the damage for sure. Use himself as the human sponge. So
My
I will.
instruments.
So how does lose momentum in exchange for +? Oh, so yeah. Instead, I don't do that. I just take the damage. Otherwise, press on. So I just take 1 point of damage. Right? Is that how
I think
everybody
that's
reads
okay.
that? Yeah. Okay. That's momentum. Where's my? Oh, there it is. Health. +4. All right. So yeah, it's crush, and all the boxes come against him and press against him into the wall. But he saved the rheostat, and that's all that really counts. And that's my one success. So very carefully repackaging things as I back out from behind the gear, and that's when the door slams shut. So that's 1 each.
Okay, so
You said you had an answer to this, so yeah, Raven.
Yep. All right.
Let's just do the same order over and over until we get where we're going.
And I also know that I caused the bulkhead doors to shut.
Yes, you're the only one that
seal.
does. Yep.
Yeah, because I did it. Okay, so I open an access hatch and I get out a mask.
Yeah.
And then I go into a maintenance passage.
Nice.
That's
Yep.
narrow, short, very awkward to get through.
Yep.
Some that had some stuff in it that wasn't supposed to be there, and that has now been jumbled and floating around, and I am
sparking
thinking,
and,
I'm thinking unkind thoughts of the people who left stuff unsecured in the maintenance passageways because
dirty buggers. Yes.
it's like,
These
and so I'm
booze.
a clear 60-ounce bottle floats past you with XXX written on it.
So now
Scooters.
passageways, because you don't want them to weaken the integrity of the stuff, but they've got a passageway where I can override a small thing for a short period of time.
Yes.
To get a passageway through.
Yeah.
So
Sort
let
of using
me.
sections like an airlock, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll a d3 to see who I run
You
into,
up
who
first?
I, huh? Yeah, who do I trip over first?
Yeah,
So okay, Scooter.
makes perfect sense. He was trying to get the
You're
back,
in
and
the
you were. Yeah.
hallway. You were trying to get to the back. So as you're there trying to get yourself oriented and trying to actually navigate, a little hatchway opens up, and Raven kind of, I'd say, comes tumbling out, and it kind of looks like that, but she's actually in pretty good control because she actually does navigate just fine in 0G.
Yeah.
So it looks awkward, like she's gonna fall, but she's got a hand in the right place, and it's gonna swing her around, and also that she can shut it and reseal it.
Okay. So, what move would that be? All of that. I'm getting better. I didn't tell you this time. I asked. Another couple weeks of this shit, and I'll be doing it right.
Yeah. So I
What do you
think
do?
this is going to
I-
be a. I mean, this could be a repair, as I'm making use of
I buy
the
that.
maintenance stuff.
Yeah, I absolutely buy
I
that.
think that's the closest of the stuff.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
yeah. Rather than resolving
looking at,
damage, yeah.
kind of looking at Mudkip and Bison here to. What do you guys think? You think that sounds about right? Using sort of a repair action?
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of using what you learned as like repairing the ship to kind of help yourself in this more extreme situation. So it definitely makes sense to me that it's more you're kind of relying on what you did as where you like your repair work.
Yeah. To use my make your own repairs. Yeah, make your own repairs.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, make repairs.
Spend repair points. Yeah, you get repair points depending on how much you succeed, and then there's a whole list of things that you can do, and we can figure those out.
Okay.
So,
I go to craft repair repurpose, add 1, and take 1 momentum on a hit.
okay.
So add 1. I have a weak hit, so I will add 1 momentum. I'm building up momentum here. Okay. So I do manage to get it. So when I go through the part of the hatch, well, I'm still inside the maintenance tunnel, and I do the thing, and then it's supposed to close right behind me, and it doesn't immediately close right behind me, and so I have to hit the thing a couple of times to get it to close behind me. And at this point now, I'm starting to get really worried because stuff isn't working right. I can feel my ship isn't right, but I can't get to it yet. And so as I come out, part of my kind of snags as I'm coming out. And so, yeah, I'm coming out and getting my way up, but it's kind of a, I am a little more disoriented than I would normally expect.
Which gives you
What else
your
goes along with a
success
weak hit? Yeah, what else goes with a weak hit?
on the
You can do
repairs. Yeah.
one thing basically.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get down here. Repair. So on a
Repair.
weak hit, you are. I'm gonna say yeah, you're under fire. You get 2
Yeah.
points. No, sorry. Well, let's say
I get 0.0 repair points. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So you don't actually repair the ship, but you do manage to do what you were doing, which was sort of getting access. You can. There's a way now to get around doors, at least for you and Scooter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get there. So
I
I
just
come out.
realized you guys are gonna have to come and rescue Bill, but never mind.
Yeah. So Raven comes tumbling out of a hatch right in front of you, Scooter.
Scoots. Next.
Oh, little bird, you made it. At least, but somebody. What the
What do you
hell
mean
happened?
by that?
The the cabin's 86th, and we are currently floating free. If I get to the auxiliary bridge, we might be okay. But right now, everything's tits up.
What about the captain?
Captain Icicle is no longer with us.
But what about
Didn't make it. I'm
what
the
about
only.
like our Who all was on bridge shift this watch?
Scooter is like quickly thinking, and you can see he's scrambled. Captain was there, chief engineer,
Well, good riddance
Navigator
on him.
Williams.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Navigator Williams was there and over there and over there and
Um, I um, the engines aren't working right. I got the
there was a Freon leak. I don't know how I made it out.
right. Okay. We got to get this thing
We got to get
under
to the
control.
we got to get
We
to
might
the
be
end,
tumbling.
the
We
back
might. I
ass of
don't.
the ship. We got to get it to the back ass of the ship.
Right. Right. Okay. Through here. Now you said we had an integrity problem, so we got to keep the bulkheads in place until we know what in each sector. Okay.
You've got this
So
way to travel already, right? Where you're sort of
yeah.
airlocking the
So how large is Scooter?
Scooter's about 5'8", pretty average.
Okay.
Wiry.
It'll be a little uncomfortable, but
Listen,
yeah.
as long as
Come
it's
this
still
way. Come
got
this
air, I
way.
don't
You're
give a
going
shit.
to the aft bridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right above the engine.
All right. So come with me and look at this. So we'll kind of get inside, and when we get to the kind of airlock between the sectors, it's like okay. So to open these, you kind of here's here's the manual override, and it'll open it briefly, and it's supposed to close automatically. Only the last one didn't. So I had to hit the override a couple of times again in order to get it to close again. So when you do it, and of course
So
you
if it
can't
doesn't
really
work,
see
smack it.
around her,
Yeah.
and you can't easily see around her as
Yeah.
as she hits it and is going through.
So you press those buttons, and if it doesn't work, whack it.
Gently, yes.
Okay.
So Scooter.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, sorry. That was
No, okay. So I'll get us through. So I've told him how to get through,
Yep.
and so to get to the aft bridge, if you know a sector, you can do the override on the bulkhead door if you know that between two sectors is fine. Like if we come out into this section and we know that it's okay, we can open the bulkhead. Well, maybe we can't because we don't know if there's going to be more damage. Anyway, you can travel through like this. I got to get to the engine.
Perfect.
Good
so
luck.
Raven turns and heads towards the engines.
Yeah,
Scooter?
it comes out into another passageway to start heading off that direction. Now in this passage, what challenge am I going to have in this passageway? This passageway.
We've had we're going to do one success each, right? So Scooter's
yeah, but I
turn
haven't.
now.
Did I? Oh,
Yep,
I did.
You did
rolled the repair.
You did your repair roll.
I rolled the repair. Yes.
Yeah. So you're heading towards the back to assess and do more repairs. Scooter.
Yeah.
You have access now to the rest of the ship, one section at a time. There's like a little telltale tells you whether there's air on the other side of the door or not.
He would I think he would get to the spot where it's between going to the aft bridge or the cargo bay, and he realizes if he doesn't go to the aft bridge, he's probably going to die anyways, because you got to get those cargo bay doors open in order to get the shuttle out. It's like I never should have left that damn planet. Okay. Heads to the aft bridge.
Okay. So what would be the move? Is it just face danger again as you move through the spinning ship?
Let me find that.
Which one are you looking for?
I don't know. Let's close the preview. It's easier. Where is face danger?
Under top of adventure moves.
Adventure moves.
Oh, there it is.
Right at the top. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat. So you're this is all about risky and imminent threat, right? This is
The
going to be kind of the
one-
go-to role,
the
is
very
what I think in
last-
this. Yeah.
Yeah, the very last like passageway, he can see it on the other side. The door's already open, but there's like it's like playing a video game. There are sections, there are panels that are sparking,
Yeah.
and he's gonna try and get through it.
All right. Give us a face danger, and that would be your
That would
using
be
your
edge.
mobility again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have determined that you don't have any assets which will help. So
Strong hit with a match.
with a
Woo!
match, wow. Okay. So on a strong hit, you successful and take +1 momentum, and there isn't anything specific for strong hit with a match other than you get to make the world better right now. Just what unexpected positivity comes out of this?
Okay.
And wait a minute. First, what is the success? What is it that you accomplished by this roll? You got to where? You said the doors of the.
He got into the aft bridge, and I would say that
Okay, you went to the bridge.
The world
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Make the situation better is that everything is fine here.
Okay.
Like it's powered. There aren't any malfunctions.
Perfect.
You know, it's like the
Okay.
only part of the ship that didn't get damaged.
Yeah.
Which would make sense for an emergency bridge.
That's where you put it, is the opposite end of where if that end gets damaged, you want to put it at this end, right? Okay. Perfect.
And he's like, "Oh, thank iron."
You drop into the pilot's chair. Okay. I actually want to go next before Dr. Aname because I realized I haven't killed my people yet. And I'm about to right now. And the difference between what you guys did and what Dr. Exter did is it's kind of nearly almost on purpose. He goes, all his stuff is safe. He goes over and without thinking, hammers the button that opens the door to the shuttle bay, thus decompressing the shuttle bay and sucking everybody that was there, which is the emergency deployment zone for when the ship is damaged. They all out the door into space, and I'm going to face danger or get sucked out myself, because if he succeeds in facing danger, he's going to hit the button and close the door.
That's awful.
Isn't it, though?
That
This whole character is about exploring his imposter syndrome, and now he's, yeah. And this
So we
is
get to
with
find out.
resolve. This is heart for sure.
How we find out if he has a conscience?
And if it survives, do I have any assets? Not a chance, but I'm gonna look anyway. I'm augmented. That just lets me see better. Oh, so I get better, perfect. Yeah. Oh,
Not even looking.
that's awful.
He
Okay.
thinks I can see it being like he's disoriented. He might have a mild
It's just
concussion from getting
it's
whacked.
the logical thing to do, right? Is just I got to get through. This is okay now. Is the ship okay, right? And
He
hits
thinks
the
he's
button.
in a different. He thinks he's opening a different door.
Oh no! In my head, he knows that like he's going to check the shuttle, right? He just didn't check that telltale that we were talking about that says there's no air on the other side. He didn't check it.
Oh God!
Well, no, sorry, there is air on the other side of it, but when he hits how does he do? He opens the wrong door. He hits the wrong button. So he's standing in the hallway. He hits the open to space button rather than the open the door in front of him button.
Yeah.
So forget face danger. This is into your stress, right? When you face mental strain, shock, or despair.
All right, roll to cock up.
And well, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's I'm going to read the actual thing. When you face mental strain, shock, or despair, suffer -1 spirit for minor stress, -2 for serious stress, or -3 for major stress, because that's as many as you're allowed. So spirit goes down to 2 from 5.
Ooh.
It's not 0, so I don't lose momentum. And that's before I roll. So now let's
This is kind of a major stress.
Spirit or heart, whichever is higher.
Yeah, I was just looking because there's also the one. If I fail, I was already looking down at the oracle. So plus it's heart, yeah, or heart or spirit, whichever is higher.
It's a really good thing Scooter didn't go to the
Heart is
shuttle bay
2.
then.
Spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah, heart and spirit are both actually 2, so it doesn't matter. No modifiers.
He's got that scoundrel's luck.
A weak hit. Oh boy. On endure stress. On a weak hit, if you are not shaken, I am not. I may lose momentum in exchange for +1 spirit. No way. Otherwise, press on. So
maybe
now-
hitting the button kind of jarred him to reality for a moment when the
Yes.
door didn't open.
And you persevere.
and I persevere. So, the only way is to pretend it never happened, close the outside door, wait for the pressure to rebuild, open the inside door, go check on the shuttle. Dr. Anime. Now that I got that out of my system.
Holy fuck. I was told that this system had gut punches.
This
Also
group
depends
of
on who you play
players
it with.
does gut punches.
We do that too.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Dr. Anime,
Dr.
remind us of
James.
where you were.
I just left the
Man.
galley into the hallway.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the room where medical things occur.
Right, to your med bay.
See,
right.
hey.
Yeah.
Is it even usable in its present
Oh.
state?
Yep. So
So I'm
What is-
figuring that the medical bay isn't too far from the galley. So probably it's if he was able to basically go in the hallway, even if take a left, take a right, he would have been there.
yeah. So yeah, I actually don't see a face danger getting there unless you can think of something that would prevent you.
It's not so much
Other than when you get
danger.
there, the door's locked because all the
Yeah.
bulkheads are closed and you don't have the answer to getting through them yet. So
So
It
Yeah.
could be either endure harm or withstand damage to see what condition the medbay's in.
yeah.
that's
I'll be
a
honest.
fair roll. Yeah, I like that.
So that would kind of
So,
be
yeah,
okay. So
you-
he was able to get it open fine.
You pull
Let's
your
say,
way
okay,
down the hall, and even you can't open the door, but it's a med bay. It would have a window, so you
Yeah.
can at least peek in to see what it looks like.
But I guess withstand damage. Looking
Is
at the
the ship,
descriptions
yeah.
looks.
Withstand
Well,
damage
it's
is for
if
the
he's
ship.
doing it for the med, but if he's doing it on the med bay, that's essentially part of the.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would be endure harm.
No, it's its own thing. Down in the suffer moves, it's withstand damage, and it is specifically for the ship. So it'll ask you what
Withstand-
the ship's integrity is, and it's 4
It is
right
a 4. That's
Yeah.
the last check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're at 4.
I do roll vehicle integrity to 4, not 43, just 4.
now.
Can't be wrong. So before I roll, even if it's like a weak hit, I'm enduring some degree of stress.
Oh yes.
Unless
And
it's
th-
by
and there's
some
some damage.
miracle that
Yeah.
there's no damage.
yeah.
It's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
So let's see what it looks like, and then your roll will be the endure stress roll.
Weak hit.
A weak hit.
Okay.
Okay.
It is a weak hit, which means if your vehicle is not battered, you may lose momentum in exchange for 1 integrity. Otherwise, press on. So there's no momentum stuff to be gained, but at least it's okay.
It's
Yeah.
Looks in.
maybe damaged but usable.
Yeah. Stuff's everywhere, but nothing appears to be broken.
Nothing appears to be broken, but it's definitely he looks in. Drawers are open. There's stuff floating
Oh,
everywhere.
let's do this. Just because it's there. You've lost fuel, energy, or cargo. Sacrifice resources.
I mean, there's an easy one there. So the
Yeah.
funny thing is when you have medical stuff, some of the containers, they weren't really secured down. So now there's a bunch of just things mixing together and becoming unusable.
There's potentially a dangerous mess. Okay. But
Potentially
that is your
hazardous.
success.
Until I get in there and actually identify what in the world mixed together, or now what do I have?
So your
You might
next
want to
move
hold
is
your breath as you
your
go
next
in.
move is pretty obvious. Right? Clean up the mess.
I mean,
right?
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
I look in there. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go in there and take stock next.
Okay. So we cut back to Scooter and Raven, the two. Oh no, Scooter, Raven again. You guys separated again, right? So Raven, you're headed
Yeah.
for the
Okay. I
heading for the repair. or the
I'm
engineer,
headed
right?
towards I'm headed towards the engine room.
Yep.
I think that what I'm going to do, so I've now got kind of a feel for things. So I need to do some scavenging for parts and supplies and things to take with me as I'm on my way to there.
Perfect. Yep.
And so I think scavenging comes under resupply.
That's convenient because we just lost some resources.
You have that's one of your assets, right?
Well, scavenger. Let's see. When I gather information or resupply, it's got to be resupply because I'm gathering physical things. We
Yep.
we have an unknown, and I'm kind of banking it against an unknown danger. We know the integrity is bad, but we haven't quantified that yet in the engines because I haven't gotten there yet. So
Yeah, because you're attempting to bolster your readiness. That's exactly what it is. And you're just like grabbing useful stuff as you run towards the engine room, right? Perfect.
yes, and I have kind of an idea of the things that I need.
So scavenge or craft, it's right there. So roll plus wits. Resupply with wits.
Yes, resupply with wits. Submit that modifier, add +1, and I'll take another momentum on it. If I go, oh, no, not one quote, just a 1. Okay, submit. Miss.
Oh dear. Well, against a 9 and a 10, you didn't stand much chance.
Yeah.
So you encounter an unexpected peril. Pay the price. Which is way down there at the bottom of Fate moves. It's a bad one. This is the D100 stuff.
Okay.
2 of us rubbing our hands together. Somebody could have died. It's only the first episode.
Okay.
Tricked a whole bunch of people out of an airlock. How many people have died today?
Roll guilt.
Okay. So I have a thing as I'm trying to gather things. I'm trying to gather things that I'm going to need when I get to engineering. And it's a miss, so I don't get the things. I'm going to roll the pay the price oracle to get some input. Something of value is lost or destroyed. Okay, so I come out and some of the equipment I need is stored in the shuttle bay, which I go to, so I will encounter Bill again.
Yep.
I will encounter Bill, and it flew out, so it's not there.
It's there. Okay. It's
so,
gone.
All right, so I
and because
think
we're going till you get a success, you got to keep going. So yeah, but yeah, we'll finish this one. So
we need to also lose some supply. Now Dr. James lost some supply, so we're down to this.
Yeah, we're down to 3.
Yeah.
So this will bring us down to 3 supply.
This is perfect. I love this. This is what happens when
And I don't have what I need for there. Okay.
But
so
I have to quickly interject because Raven, you would know when you realized that, and I'm assuming you just sort of looked at the video. Yeah, it's not a blowout. Somebody opened the door and closed it. So you would know that because there's no hole. Plus, it's getting repressurized as you speak. So.
Okay, so now it's still getting repressurized. So where is Bill right now?
So
is
you're
he just
here.
Standing outside the door?
I see the 2 of you, like the 2 of us on opposite sides of the airlock. Right, is my thought. I'm over here waiting for it to refill. Then there's the airlock, and then you're over here. Because that way we haven't met yet. That way we can meet at the scene of the crime, literally.
Well, yeah. So an access panel opens up.
Yeah.
Raven comes out. We don't have gravity.
Perfect. Yep.
And so I see Bill right there outside the thing waiting for
with his hand on
pressure.
The button. Like it doesn't need to, you just have to hit it and let it go, but he's just standing there with his hand on the button. Pressing it.
Dr. Bill. I need something from the um. Where are you trying to get to? Oh, you're trying to get to the
It was an
evacuation
accident.
point. You're trying to get to the evacuation point.
It was an accident. I didn't think.
That's going
They
to
taught
take
us.
a
They taught
while.
us. And I didn't think.
Sir,
I'm supposed to be so very smart. And I
sir,
killed them all.
Record scratch.
I mean, you literally
Sir,
caught him with his
let
hand on his
me-
button. There's no reason to lie to you, right?
sir, let me. Right. I think we're going to need to get people into environmental suits. Um, um, okay. Do you remember the training you were given when you first came on board about where the emergency things are?
They're right there in the cupboard. Because they would be right by the airlock. Right there would be generic
Yeah,
suits right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, okay, so we're gonna get you it now. Did you practice as you were supposed to the putting it on?
And he opens the thing and starts. It's like watching the video. He's being so perfect right now. Like no mistakes,
Okay,
no mistakes, no mistakes.
No more mistakes.
that's good.
Yeah.
Now when you've got it, don't put the helmet fully. Don't close the helmet off yet because there is still air here. And that way, but practice closing it a couple of times so that if you're in a depressurized area or something like that, you can do it fast. Okay? Um,
I'm gonna cut in because this gives us a chance to have a roll here. Aid your ally is a move, but it itself doesn't have a roll. But what it says is when you act in direct support of an ally, envision how you aid them. You just did. Then secure an advantage or gain ground to take action. In this case, I'm thinking secure an advantage because you're trying to talk me down rather than gaining ground on a problem because you're not. You're talking me down instead of fixing your ship. So yeah,
this will be your role too.
yeah. So you get you would go secure an advantage.
Okay.
Is
Secure an advantage. I saw it somewhere. Here it is.
yeah, it's
Under adventure moves.
Yeah.
Secure an advantage with speed, with resolve, command, or social. This is with resolve, command, or sociability because I'm instructing you.
Yes. So heart. Yeah.
And I don't have anything that gives me any stuff on this. So
A weak hit.
I would actually argue that you get a small bonus because of your background as a spacer. You've done this a million times before. You probably wrote the manual for the ship itself.
So does a meet? So if I had a small
you
bonus,
have to beat, so it wouldn't actually make a difference.
So it still wouldn't do it.
Plus
yeah, it would
one,
still be.
It's a 9 on a 9, so it's still you have to beat it.
Okay.
But still, I would I'd say yes, but it's not gonna. It doesn't help in this case. So
on
weak
a
hit, choose one. Yeah.
Choose one.
Take 2 momentum or add 1 to my next.
I'm going to add 1 to your next move because that was the entire purpose of what I was trying to do.
Perfect. Okay. So that, and you did succeed. So that takes you to 3 successes. And yeah, it makes sense.
No, yeah, I succeeded on this. Yes. Yeah. Way after my failure on the prior one. Yes. And now it's your roll.
This is going to be, this has got to be endure stress again, right?
Yeah. This is a mental stress. Rather than.
So, heart or heart and spirit are both still at 2 currently until I fail this roll. Modifier 1. Hello, dice, my old friend. I said good things about you when you were away. Nope.
Miss.
No miss.
They did not like what you said about them while they were
Full-blown miss. Wow.
Wah.
So
Okay,
this is perfect. So on a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an
and you
additional
added the one,
minus
right?
1 spirit. Yeah, I did.
Or
Okay.
lose momentum.
Or lose momentum minus 2. I think it makes more sense just to lose spirit on this one. So again, this is major stress again, right? So that's minus 3 actually. So it was actually a minus 2. So it's actually 2 less than this. So it failed really bad. On a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffering an additional minus 1 spirit on top of the ones that I already suffered for the original thing. So 1 more. So my spirit is now down to plus 1. So it didn't go below 0.
Yikes.
And I'm just going to roll this. I'm not necessarily going to do anything with it, but I always like to roll this. I persevere again. Yeah, you
Okay.
watch the sociopath face kind of fall, where he's just shut off all the emotions and he's just clicking the helmet, clicking the helmet, clicking the helmet, clicking the helmet, clicking the helmet. That's all he's doing.
Very
Okay.
human
Well, so we could go
response.
to someone else for the moment and then
But
come back
that's-
to you for your success.
Yeah, because I've still
failed.
failed. Yeah, that's still a fail. So yeah, let's cut to we haven't done either
Dr.
one of the other
James.
two, right? Or
Yep.
yeah, Scooter's already there. So James, yeah, Dr. James.
Jimmy.
So I mean,
Did you get your 3rd success, Scooter?
No.
I don't think
Yes?
we've rolled yet, did we?
No.
I think we
I don't-
only got you there. So.
Scooter made it into the environmental.
Okay,
But was
yeah,
that your second? Or...
The
Okay.
first
it's good.
was
Let's start. Yeah.
The first was escaping.
Blowed up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The second was figuring out where to go.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the
And
third
now
one was
he's on
getting
his
there.
third.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, yeah. So you're standing outside your med bay, Dr. NMA. It's going to take some cleaning up, but you can't even get in there right now, right?
I can't get in there right now, and there's nobody that really seems to be around to kind of show me how to get into this thing.
Yeah.
So it's
Hello.
he basically
Anyone
kind of has to
there?
take a moment, just kind of gather information of what he can of this door. So like, okay,
Okay.
clearly
Yeah.
these doors are designed for emergencies, so the buttons are very obvious what they do.
Yes.
But the hard part is, I only have one chance to hit the right button,
You're right.
and there's a surprising number of buttons on a door into an outside space.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think because the emergency open button wouldn't just be a button, right? You're going to have to figure this out. So I love that. Gather information when you search for clues, ask questions, analyze evidence, or do research. Roll plus wits.
These were much less complicated when everything was working fine.
But it
When
was
the
just a
gravity was
guy
the
standing
right way
behind
up,
the door with
everything
the.
made a lot more sense. This
Yeah.
door is like, okay, there's the porthole. That's what should be floor.
And you're doing this, and the door's doing that, and yeah, everything's moving in 3 dimensions. The real world people be throwing up all over the place, but never mind.
Weak hit for a 6. Cool.
Okay. On a weak hit, the information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Take 1 momentum. What's the insight and what's the complication?
So the insight is, I do find like what it's like, kind of the handle to open it.
Yep.
But what I find is, you know how all the electric's been kind of funky recently?
Yep.
This is one of those systems that when you pull it down, you just kind of hear something powered down in the door,
Yeah.
which is cool. So it's not
It's the only
powered,
one that's
but
off.
the only way to really get it open is he's going to have to lift this up.
Right. So he's
But he doesn't really do like
gonna
manual.
have to grunt to get in.
So
but at least
Either he needs to find somebody or find something that may help him like get this door open.
Perfect. So go scavenging for parts or something. But that is your 3rd success. Which brings us back to Dr. Exter, I guess. What's the right
Or
way to do
Raven.
this? It's not. I don't want to do.
He doesn't have his
endure-
success yet. He needs his
Oh, that's-
success.
Yeah,
That's
I don't want to do endure stress again. Just because he's got to do something else. Oh. Well, that doesn't work. There's nobody here. I was going to say Hearten, but there has to be somebody to talk to. It's too early for that anyway.
I'm still with you.
Oh, this is better.
I haven't left you yet.
Yeah, but this is better. This is on threshold moves. This is face desolation.
Already?
When you have been brought to the brink of desolation, roll plus heart. Oh, wow. Yeah, I liked. Oh, I love this. Yes. Yeah. Oh, come on. You ever actually wanted a weak hit?
Yeah. I
It
read
just-
that. I'm
it's
like,
good for the story.
Flat
Oh,
miss.
full miss.
Full on miss.
Yep.
Oh
I
no!
I succumb to despair or horror
goodbye,
and
Dr.
are
Bill.
lost.
Sorry, buddy.
Lost
We're
to
out.
this. I think I just shut down. I think I go to 0 spirit and just shut down. Right?
Yeah,
Does that
Not
make
I would-
sense?
that would be
walk
fine.
Off a short pier.
Yeah.
and
Just
I'm still with you.
just slide down the wall. Yeah, just sitting there staring at the wall, doing the click 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 click. Gone, non-responsive. No more help. And I
Well-
still haven't had a success. So
I gotta
technically,
get you to the med
Yeah.
bay.
yeah,
I mean,
somebody's. Oh yes.
is
Now
James even
it's all
alive?
coming together. So yeah, Scooter's got to fly the ship from where he, or like get the ship stabilized from where he is. James has got to get the door open, and Raven's got to get Bill to the med bay. Right. This is our final rounds of successes. An hour and a half. We're not even safe
We haven't
yet.
even described this.
Yeah, we haven't even got to the sector. All right. So
Yeah, sector. This is
let's do
fun.
Scooter. Let's do Scooter first, I think, and then because it would help, right? If he got gravity working again, got the ship stable again, this is going to make everybody else's job easier, right?
I don't know. How heavy are you?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
How
dragging
heavy
me
are you?
and lifting the door actually. The door's got to be stuck, not just masked because there's no way.
It's the only door in the entire ship that's actually powered off.
Right.
All of the other, it's the only one you're like, all right, I know what to do on this thing. The power's off.
So, pilot
this
Scooter,
is-
pilot Scooter Hobbs reporting for duty, sir.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Let's say that.
You got assets and the shit that does
I
this, right?
am gonna have to try and pull my best little bird and try to repair this damn thing, because that's red. That's a lot of red. That system's green. I can turn that back on.
And we are in interstellar space, so this is not your atmospheric piloting skill, right?
Yeah, no. Ace
repairs?
only involves moving.
Yeah.
All right. When you make repairs, I'm rolling a plus wits. All right. Make your own repairs, plus wits. No modifier. Miss with a
This is
match.
Oh dear.
Situation worsens. Pay the price.
And the gravity being turned on. Very
And
bad thing for a lot of people.
because it's with a miss, I'm going to suggest you roll pay the price twice.
Oh, with a match?
Yeah, because of the match. You are harmed. That's okay. That's 1 point.
Oh, friend,
In
companion,
harm's
or
way,
ally is
and
in
you're
harm's
harmed.
way. We're all in harm's way.
But
Thank you
the thing
very
is,
much.
if we read that out, though, a friend, companion, or ally is in harm's way, or you are if alone. So he's alone. So he's in harm's way and he takes harm. So
But he hits a button that affects the ship.
yeah.
So we could all be actually turning the gravity back.
He would
might
say,
be a
actually, I
problem.
would say that Scooter
Does
he's
something
like,
that
"Oh,
jolts the whole ship. And
comes
we
in
all
and says
go.
everything's fine. He's like, oh, this is right. I just have to press this. He presses it. The console explodes in his face.
Okay. Yep.
So face danger.
And there's another shudder.
Well,
through
you take
the
you take
whole-
harm. You are harmed, so you go to endure harm. Suffer moves.
Endure harm.
Yeah. So it blows up in your face. Is your modifier is -1 for minor harm, -2 for serious harm, or -3 for major harm? I would say this is
That was a
probably
match.
this is a match. Yeah. So major harm -3
-3. Okay.
plus any
We're gonna have to
modifiers
get
that
you to
you've
the med
got.
bay.
Mhm. This is perfect.
My
This
health
couldn't be any
or
better.
iron. My health is +5, so plus health. Submit modifier -3. Come on. Strong hit.
A strong hit. Wow. So
Oh.
either
If I am
shake
not
it off. If you're not wounded, because you're not right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take 1 health. So in other words, you would only
I'm already at +5.
you're already full. So yeah, if you're not wounded, take 1 health. But if you're not wounded, you can't take 1 health. Oh, no, sorry. It's -3 plus 1, so only -2, right?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
-1 health, -3 health for major harm. So you shook it off, so you only take 2, or take all 3 and gain 1 momentum.
Okay. Shake it off.
Okay. So you take 2 harm instead of 3,
Health 3.
and keep going.
All right.
And that was a success for you. So that is you're actually the first one to get to 4.
Okay. So I'd say that blows up, but he kind of starts to, because, I mean, he succeeded
That
there.
gets you to focus.
Yeah.
That gets me to focus. And the electrical burn shake off the concussion.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, and I'd say from there he starts to like get things turned back on.
Boom! Shit!
Exactly.
Hair blowing back, face all burnt, and just starts
Yeah.
typing in numbers. Let's get this thing rolling. Perfect. So you gain control of the ship, therefore
You
becoming
son of a bitch.
the first person to get to our 4 successes. Let's see if we get the door open next, I think. Dr. Anime, what's your plan on getting this door open? Oh, because the boss man, Scooter's got power back on, that's not a problem anymore. You can just push a button.
I would say that the first thing you guys hear is the PA going, shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hell, power's back on. Fuck. He doesn't know that the
Yeah.
power's back, or that the PA is
The
on.
PA's on you. So, Dr. Anime, you're standing in front of in my head, gravity came back on too, so we all just went, poof. So maybe you're lying / standing in front of your door, but it's open. It's open to bull now, right? Or is it? Because you use the manual override, right? So does that break? Does that turn off the electrical? Is that your challenge? You still not in your room?
I guess the thought for me was, okay, the button was kind of pushed, but never popped back out because the doorway's never powered. Now that
Right.
it has power, it kind of pops open.
Okay. I have a horrible idea. The door opens by itself and the fumes hit you
Okay.
from all the medical stuff that was broken earlier on, right?
But where was that guy? I mean, I'm trying to lead this kind of admittedly. My brain is like, okay, so it kind of makes sense to do like really like check your gear was kind of the direction I was
Yes.
personally leaning towards. So
Absolutely.
just kind of check the okay, what's here, what's there.
Yep.
And then
Check to
just
see
something
if
happened
you have
there,
a specific helpful item. So like neutronium, right? You throw it on stuff and it makes it all neutral.
And it could easily occur to you now that, oh, right, we might need to use this med bay here because we just have got all sorts of stuff going on and people could be hurt.
And I
We have
really
to
The
like
medical
it.
doctor in you is like, nothing is sterile.
Well, I really like to check your gear roll because it says when you check to see if you have a specific helpful item or resource, roll plus supply. And our supply is currently 3.
yeah, because we lost some supply.
Yep. So
To
you're
all
looking
the
around
fun
to see if there's anything left that you could use to neutralize the chemical reactions that are happening.
Delayed reactions and kind of trying to see, okay, if somebody rolls in here, what do I have to work with?
Yep. So
And I'm
give
about
us,
to roll somebody in there for you.
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah. And then we're going to have to find out what happens when you have an asset.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we get the roll with supply, which is
Quick,
at 3.
where's the fuck it all?
Makes it automatically just that. I don't have any specific modifiers for checking for a dat.
No. A miss.
6 and a 9. Alrighty.
You don't have it, and the situation grows more perilous. Pay the price. I love this. We're all like this close to dying. This is exactly how an
We
adventure
were
is
doing
supposed to start.
fine at the beginning.
Fine. Check your gear on a miss. You do not have it in situation requires more perilous. Realistically, it's not. I guess my shaping is it's not so much I don't have it, is that I'm not currently able to use my med bay in its current state. Like
Right.
there's
Yep.
fumes going up, so I need to leave the med bay, drop the lock again,
Yeah.
and kind of say that's a project for later.
And fall back on your
Okay.
field
But
skills.
at the same
right?
time,
Yeah.
So
he's going to
medbay
endure
is
stress because
not
of that.
usable right now.
Because
I
that's
like
kind of-
that.
That's
Yeah.
what he is used to working in. So he's like, okay, cool. My bread and butter is not there for me right now.
Yes.
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
So you go out, you're trying to make your way to the evacuation point, and you come across me with Bill.
Oh, supplies.
Complication.
Supplies, right? You checked your med bay. You don't have the supplies you need. Where are your supplies? You counted them 472 times on the way here. They're down that hall. You head down the hall to go find them and run into Raven dragging Bill?
Yeah, because it's the okay. Thinks about these kind of gets a smell of what it was and goes, okay, I know what that's become.
Yeah.
I know what I need to go get to neutralize it.
Perfect.
So he's
Yeah.
going to go try to find that.
Okay.
Runs
Like-
into
That's mustard gas.
So, secure an advantage or
like I say, is he stressed
Well,
or
do you,
what?
do
Oh,
you
I
want
like
to do
that
the
too,
roll
endure
now,
stress.
or do you want to encounter us and we do the role play and then you decide? what you
I
want to
like
do?
the endure stress, that moment
I
where
kind of
you
want to see
realize you
how
can't.
shaken is he with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you realize, oh shit, I haven't got my med bay. This is splints and bandages time. I love
I
it.
mean, I've done splints and bandages, but I had a med bay as of what feels like days ago now.
Yeah.
But
Yep. So 2 serious stress or 3 major? I think only 2, right? Because it's not fatal. You know how to fix the problem. Is that fair?
he knows how to, but he would need to. It's going to take a little bit longer. So that's probably is a 2. So he
Minus
knows
2,
what
so-
needs. He knows what he needs to get in order to supplement the issue.
Yeah. So the default is you're going to lose 2 stress. Go ahead and make your roll. The more we do this, the more I'm getting to understand. Like the -1, -2, -3 thing wasn't really clear until it happened with Scooter. So
Get the heart or the spirit. And I try to remember which one is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
spirit
heart is on the
is-
summary page, and
the spirit's right at the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah,
Your spirit should
spirit
still be 5.
travels.
So
Yeah.
Oh, so it's whichever one's higher is what you roll
Yeah.
typically? Okay. So in that case, we'll be spirits.
+5. That gives you a very good chance of succeeding.
+3. Because the minor stress.
Right.
Cancel about that. You have to go to spirit to +3.
No, that's you suffer 2 stress. Not you. That's not -2 to your roll. That's what I screwed up before. The
okay.
default is to -2. Yeah. See, it says suffer
So-
-1 spirit, suffer -2. Same thing with
So you go
the
first.
harm.
Then you
right?
take 8.
So the default
that
is
makes sense.
-2, and then you roll. Yeah.
And if it's 0, you lose momentum equal the remaining stress. Woo! Anyway,
But your spirit
first.
isn't 0. So yeah.
So he closes the door, turns around to go. What is going through this guy's head? So it's it's more like kind of like the catalogs he's going through before, but it's a lot shorter and it's a lot more practical now. So
Yep.
it's like, okay, realistically, basic painkillers, something which might be considered a stick because people are going to be broken bones, extremely likely if they're not,
Yep.
dead and fun things. Anyway, let's find out how this goes. Strong hit.
Strong hit.
Strong hit. There you
Right.
go.
10.
So you can shake it off. If you're not shaken, which you aren't, you can take 1 spirit, which means you'd only lose 1. Or you can embrace the darkness, take the 2 stress and 1 momentum.
Given the circumstances, he's just gonna embrace the cool. That's gone. Go.
Yep. It's time to get covered in blood and guts, and So you take 2 stress, so you're down to 3, and add 1 momentum.
So stress is spirit?
Spirit, sorry, I said, I
Yeah.
kept reading
I
one
took
thing and
spirit
saying
down
another thing,
to
so yeah,
+3.
Okay.
perfect.
Stress was that was Corsairs of the Cosmos.
And that's,
That's
your
what the situation
forced
is.
success.
So we run over. We go towards the storage area, and I find Raven kind of dragging Bill, or
Well,
Bill
you
kind
are
of-
now,
He might-
because we've got gravity back, right? I think
was
leading, like
I
sort
joked
of
Yeah,
with
you
just,
might
chat.
be kind of walking. You just shut down.
he's
And
in
it's like,
NPC mode.
Dr. Bill, he needs help.
Yes, he's in shock.
Here.
Okay. Fix. I fixed ship. You fix people. Here's people.
Here's people.
There is
he's you.
Bill does have 1 harm. He has taken 1 harm, so he's got a big goose egg on his head. I like that. Inside the helmet's a big goose egg, which for you as a doctor might explain his wanderiness, right? So you wouldn't immediately go, "Hey, that guy just killed a bunch of people." Maybe he's just got a concussion. But yes,
The
we
fact
need.
that not more people have concussions is impressive.
So yeah, you hand Bill over to me, but we need 1 more success out of Raven because Bill's out of the running. Bill's
Yeah.
not getting to 4 successes tonight.
I haven't seen many other injuries, but well, we apparently lost a bunch of people in the bridge, and
Click, 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 click.
We
click,
lost
click,
some
click,
more.
click, 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 click,
We
click,
lost
click,
some more
click,
in
click,
the
click,
shuttle.
Yeah.
And
And then it
um,
jams, and his fingers just twitching the corner of his helmet.
The faster Bill clicks, the faster Raven talks.
I
I noticed that.
and it's like, so I don't think we have many injured. We've got some dead. I'm sure there's something we're going to need to do about that. I need to get back to the
Okay.
engines.
Keep the ship running.
Here.
The lights turning off makes this a lot harder.
Yes. Here. You take him. I'm going to engineering.
Okay.
So, what is?
And I go scurrying off
You're
to
gonna
engineering.
go finish it off with a repair roll then, like that super
Well-
stabilized repair roll, or what? What is your thought?
It's got to be. And I don't think. Okay, so what's the status of the ship? Where did I put common? Here we go. So the ship's at. Is the ship still at 4 integrity, or did we lose another?
My thought was, as far as we know.
Oh, we know.
Right.
We don't know
It's only taken
yet.
1, but you.
So
how about
I
that?
need to get there with the withstand damage.
I think so. Yeah. Faces damaging situation, suffered 9. Yes. Oh,
and
yes.
I find
Here's
out
the moment where
how
we're going to
bad.
save. You're going to save
How
the
bad
ship.
the ship
So,
is.
Here's
and
where
again,
I find
here
out
we go
how
again.
bad the ship is. Okay.
And now that we understand this mechanic, this works a whole lot easier. The ship
Okay.
suffers -1 integrity for minor damage, which I don't think is the case. -2 for
It's
serious,
gotta
or
be
-3
3. It's
for major. It's
catastrophic.
3, right? So
So we're
your
at plus
default
what?
is -3. We're at 4, so that would take it to 1
Yes, I've
if
moved
you don't
integrity
do
to 1.
anything. So
Okay.
give us a roll.
Vehicle integrity is 1.
Vehicle integrity is plus
Modifier.
4.
No, because we just
Oh,
took
no,
the
no,
3 for the major.
No, but you're right though. It is at the start of this roll. It is a 4, and it will be a 1 if at the end of this, right?
Yeah, what you're rolling is to reduce the minus. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it is
If you
4
don't
now.
if you don't succeed at all, it's going to go to 1. But when you
Okay.
start, it's at 4. That's a good point. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, plus
okay,
4.
so I've got that. Okay, so the wait, let me cancel. Let me go back. Okay, so the vehicle integrity is 4.
Yes.
And I'm on withstand damage. I don't have, let's see, to craft, repair, repurpose, or modify, configure, optimize, hack, or disrupt. I don't think I have anything for this.
This is
Okay.
actually where technically this roll should be for when the thing hit the ship, but we're using it as a kind of
We're
discovering how
what
much damage
happened.
really is there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
A strong hit.
Strong
Look at that.
hit. Okay, strong
That's good.
hit.
So if your vehicle is not battered, which it is not right now, take +1 integrity. So we would only lose 2, or
Okay.
take 3 and +1 momentum.
I'd mitigate personally.
I'm tempted to take the 3 and does the ship have momentum?
Or is that a personal momentum thing?
I would say
It
that's
doesn't-
yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you would take the
Well,
momentum.
okay. So
In this
I'm
instance in
going to do it
particular.
the -3 because I'm discovering this.
Yep.
And this is where, remember my starting vow, which was kind of weird because it hadn't happened yet. Now is when I take my
You
starting
put your
vow.
hand on that. Yeah.
I realize how bad the ship is.
It's at 1. Yep.
It's down to 1. And so I am going to take the 1 momentum.
Yep.
And now is when I take my vow that I'm going to get you back to civilization for the real refit.
Perfect.
Because it's this bad.
That's your fourth.
You got us this far.
Yes.
You
It's like,
took-
you got us this far. You got us out of that. We are still here because of you, and you took the hit. So I'm going to repay it back to you, my ship.
And I think that seems like a logical place because we won. We everybody who's getting to 4 got to 4 right there. So I think we'll look out the window next week.
I think
because
so.
yeah, because Raven has got the ship, has prevented
there
it from
something about-
completely collapsing.
Yeah, is there something about making the vow? Let me also look at the
Making a vow is actually a
There is a quest.
it's
a
an
move.
own, it's its own thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a quest. Swear an
It's a
iron vow
move,
under
yes.
quest moves.
Okay.
But we don't do that.
But
with
I don't do
the-
that because this is my original.
You
vow.
already did, yeah.
I already did that. Yeah.
And it
Okay.
counts as a strong hit. You are emboldened that it's cleared, so take +2 momentum. So that you do get though, because
Oh.
it counts as a strong hit. So you get +2 momentum.
Oh, strong hits +2.
Yeah.
We're gonna
In
be
that
smooth
instance.
saying-
Have
This is
I
swear an iron
lost?
vow.
Oh, in that instance, obviously.
Yeah. When you swear
Okay,
an iron
that-
vow, yeah.
That brings me to 8. So I've got a lot of momentum carrying into this next
That's
one.
really nice. Perfect. So, which makes sense.
I'll be able to do all sorts of things.
You are holding the ship together with spitting a promise, right? It's not even spitting a shoelace; it's spitting a promise at this point. But it's listening, and you're talking, and it's talking, and you're listening. So, Raven, your ship is together. Scooter, up is up, down is down. The stick works. The pedals work.
Stick works. I think it's like as Raven's getting that stuff done, she hears from Scooter. A lot of these red lights are turning green. Is that you, little bird? Because he's got.
No, it's my girl.
Well, tell her she's doing a good job. Can't believe we're fucking living here.
Yes, she is.
She said, "Park straighter next time." And that brings us to the closing scene. I think Dr. Exter on the floor 1,000 miles away. The only thing that's moving is one finger as he tries to open and close the suit, but he's lost the plot. And Bill or Dr. James over top of him. I think that's where we can leave it, right?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, Scooters.
That's a good place to drop the curtain. Oh, what are we supposed to do on the end of session?
Their end of session is
things.
a move, yes. At
Oh.
the when you end a significant session or chapter of play, I think we can call tonight significant.
I
Reflect
think
on the
so.
events of the game and identify any missed opportunities to mark progress. In other words, where should we have marked progress? We didn't even talk about that. If you
We haven't talked
strengthen
about
your tie
progress.
to a connection, no. If you move forward on a quest, reach a milestone, no. I don't think so.
Well, this is the inciting incident, the whatever
Mhm,
the original
exactly, yeah.
incident. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like we finally gotten to the
This is our
beginning of the game.
momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Yeah,
only
this is-
thing would be is I would suggest checking your vow and see if you made any movement on that at all to explore and learn the secrets of the forge. Bill did not,
No,
so
I
he
would
gains
think
nothing.
surviving an accident that may or may not have been his fault is not doing something worthy of clearing the government's bounty on his head.
So yeah, that's fair.
I only made my vow 30 seconds ago,
Yeah.
so I haven't
man.
done anything towards it yet.
So it
Proving
was
life
tremendously
exists in the void.
significant, but from game perspective, that is that for this session.
It's holy
Unless
shit.
we
made
hit
it.
something, a void thing, that doesn't
Ah.
necessarily help him unless he can find it.
Honestly,
any-
I think the very last scene is Scooter looking out the porthole in the emergency bridge, and then the camera starts to turn to see what's out
Nice.
there, and then it cuts.
And then it cuts, and they roll the credits over. Yeah, just before we see the what's out there. So we will start next week by building the sector outside the window, and see if we can pull Dr. Bill back from the dead. We'll see if Dr. Anime gets his medbay back. See if Scooter can fly a spaceship, and see if Raven can make one stay together. So with that,
This game is wild.
isn't it something else? And for anybody who says that me in particular is a softie and is easy on my players, just get me in the frickin' game. It all changes. I damn near. Last time I played Ironsworn, I committed the ultimate sin and backed out on my initial vow, and ended up sitting in the darkness at the end, waiting to be called back to duties. And this time, he killed a bunch of people and is gonna have to not tell anybody and count on Raven not to tell anybody too. So, for a man with imposter syndrome, he is very much feeling very impostery right now. But thank you all. I just did a little blurb on Dr. Belize, so let's do that. Karis, a little just a blurb of Raven's. The ship's going to hold together, but what's the next? What's the mindset?
But she's only going to limp.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm going to need resources. And so, Raven takes kind of a breath and, fills with resolve. And I mean, heart is her strength anyway.
Yeah.
And fills with resolve, and it's like, okay. And then starts thinking things through first. And she's thinking about the ship, which is easier and bolsters herself. When she's thinking about the ship, she goes like, she goes like this. When she's thinking about people, she kind of goes like this. But she's thinking about the ship.
So as bad as things are, you're in your happy place.
It's
all beat up, but it's your happy place.
I could do
love
this.
It. Perfect.
Guy in shock? No.
Yeah,
No. Hand that off. No.
Yeah.
Ship in shock? I got this.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for bringing Raven to us. A great character. I loved him. Calvin, Scooter Hobbs. All by yourself. You're the only person that's alone at this point in the ship?
I would say
that's not true. Raven's alone too.
Scooter is Raven's not alone. She's with the ship.
Fair point. Yeah.
I'm never alone on this ship.
Scooter is taking this moment to mentally shit himself.
Yeah.
He survived. He made it, but this is absolutely outside of what he knows how to do. I think, barring the final shot, he's wiping his face with his shirt. He's checking to see if he's got that data slate on him. He doesn't. So he's like, okay, this kind of looks like a Galaxy Labs 1056. Okay, that's sort of like, just kind of reassure himself by lying to himself that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Scooter's imposter syndrome is entirely the fact that he is the imposter.
He really is one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, he's trying to tell himself that, this is just his luck.
Yeah.
This isn't fine. No
matter where you go, no matter what you do, it follows you, right?
Yeah.
If it weren't for bad luck, you wouldn't have no luck at all, Scooter.
Sassy.
All right. So thank you very much to Bison.
Just add on the end of that.
Yeah.
So as you do it, there's just a little whisper. It's not even a voice. You're not hearing Raven's voice, but you can kind of imagine Raven, earlier times when you've taken her advice and done it, and all this, and you've gotten kind of the nod from her, you can just sort of picture the nod from Raven. Because, you pulled us out of it. So you get a nod from Raven on that.
Out of his ass is what he did.
But Raven's behind
perfect.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like once he figures out how to turn the PA off.
Yeah.
That's when he gives himself the little pep talk.
Yeah. I love it. Perfect. So thank you, Bison, for playing Scooter. I love the idea of he's the actual imposter and he's not the one with imposter syndrome. Dr. Anime. Are you in your happy place? Not in your happy place? Is your happy place down the hall filling with fumes? What?
I mean, right now I'm at work.
Yep.
Anyway, that aside, so it's kind of it's the taking the moment he can.
Yep.
Kind of laying Dr. Bills down, going, okay. Like step one's like, okay, glad you got the suit on, but guess what has to come off now?
Yep.
So it's one of those, okay. So it's kind of going like the step one. So it's kind of the rhythm of what he's used to doing is kind of what's kind of keeping him going.
Perfect.
Well, I guess a weird consolation is weird. It's going to be from hearing from Raven that basically everybody else that could be like on his list is at least confirmed deceased.
Yes.
Yeah. As far as either confirmed deceased or unknown from a ship's crew, it's like, okay. Yep. That's less people I have to be concerned about, but I have somebody in front of me that I could conceivably save. So let's deal with them first.
Fair. Yeah. So yeah, you've got something to focus on, and so you focus on that and get through. Perfect. Thank you, Mudkip, for playing this character. I loved him. The doctor who can't get into his med bay is just come on, all my stuff's in there. And it plays so well with the doctor that was counting all his supplies before we left, right? It's really, really consistent. I love it. I guess that brings it around to me. I didn't know that was going to happen until about 2 seconds before I opened my mouth and said he killed them all. Bill isn't thinking anything. Absolutely nothing right now. Billy is just... I mean, if anything, it can't be. He's in denial. He's blocked out. He is not yet processing. He can't process yet, and he's got a big lump on his head, and the ship was upside down, and. So yeah, he is having zero conscious thoughts at the moment. With that, we beat the hell out of our characters. We beat the hell out of our ship, and that is a first episode to be proud of.
That's
are hopeless.
Collaborative play.
Yeah, we are hopeless, helpless, and lost, as only 4 people working together could make us. And that is the perfect place to start this story. So thank you all for that. Everybody that was watching and is watching on the replay and the VOD and on YouTube, what do you think of that? That is creative storytelling. That is 4 people working together with no plan, no goals, and an incredible gaming system. This Ironsworn system is spectacular. Um, it's always got a hint. If you're stuck for something, press a button. If it tells you what to do next, it tells you and walks you through the process. And considering there's 9 pages to the character sheet, it's stunningly easy to use, surprisingly easy to use. So great system, great players, great audience. Thank you all for that.
Plug for Roll20. Whoever did the implementation
Yeah.
of
Right?
the Starforged character sheet in Roll20, props for that. So if you play this using Roll20 as your virtual tabletop, makes it a lot easier.
It certainly does.
It's probably the best designed character sheet on Roll20 I've seen.
Yeah.
I
And given
go
how
right there, yeah.
complex the manual is and stuff, having it just, look through this and click a button and it tells you what it's doing and all of that, it's.
Yeah, it is a spectacularly well done system. So that's all the thank yous. Join us on the Discord. If you want to be part of one of our games, join us. We'll find a place. We're always adding new games and new GMs and new knights and everything else. So if you want to play, we'll figure out a way to get you in. If you want to run a game with us, let me know and we'll figure out a way to get that in too. We just need more producers.
If you have ideas about what comes next in this story, come in and tell us. There's a channel for that.
Pop into our Discord and come to the chat that is specific to this channel, and you can add your own ideas, and we will work with the ones that we see. And then we can't guarantee we'll use them, but we'll at least look at them and maybe work them into the game. So who knows?
They'll always influence us.
Always.
Whether we use them directly or not, we're always influenced by them.
And with that, we come down to the good bit. I need to go to producer school. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It's just learning to use OBS in a slightly more complicated way than you're probably used to. But with that, thank you to everybody. And unlike what we just did to our characters, until next time in the real world, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.